he's coming from, as you see at the very bottom, he's coming from a Catholic, Christian, theological bent. That's where he's going with this. But he says, Augustine says, this is what truth is. Truth is none of the things that you've already talked about. He says truth, number one, it exists. Number two, truth is unchangeable. Number three, truth is eternal. 4, truth is spiritual. He said this is not, being spiritual, then it is not a function of matter, not a function of time or of space. Okay? It's not categorized in those ways. And he says it's superior to the human mind. And ultimately, he says truth is God. Okay, that's where he winds up with it. So, truth was none of the above of what we've already talked about. That's Augustine's philosophy on that. I'll give you a chance to write those down. And we're going to wind down, whatever. Close up shop here. Does anybody have any comments about what truth is? How do you know truth?
It's hard to describe.
Do you know truth? That guy thought he knew truth for 30 years or whatever.
Even if you think you know truth, you can't push truth on somebody else.
Doesn't do much good, does it? You know, hold the mirror up and say, this is you, but choose not to believe that. What do you do?
Yeah.
Can't do that. Can't shove it down, but it doesn't work. Why? Why doesn't it work? Why can't you shove truth down somebody?
Because I guess it's almost based on the perception of your experiences, and they haven't had your experiences, and even if they did, they wouldn't have the same perspective. So,
because you have a choice, right? What you accept as truth. That's that neat thing that we as human beings can have that capability. We can choose to embrace this, or we can choose to embrace that. For example, you can choose to believe that, you know, I've been having car problems, and I don't think my car is going to start when I go out there. You can choose to believe that, right? Or you can choose to believe, you know, I think it's going to be all right. You know, I wheeled on the wires a little bit, and you know, it's going to be okay. I'm going to go out there, and my car's going to fire right up. You can believe either one, can't you? The truth will be when you stick that key in the ignition and turn it. The reality. But you could choose to believe one or the other. And what you notice, you ever been around somebody, and it might be you, okay, I'm not casting a shadow on you, you ever been around somebody that's just negative all the time? I mean all the time. Kind of weighs on you. You kind of don't want to hang out with that person a whole lot, right? It's just like, drag me down, I got to go somewhere else. Okay? They're choosing to believe the negative, right? They've made a choice in their own mind to believe negatively. They don't have to. Nobody told them, you got to be negative. Maybe they did, I don't know. Maybe mom and dad said, you need to be negative in life. Grow up being a negative person. Perhaps they learned it by mentoring. They didn't have to be told. They just saw it play. Whatever. Or maybe something happened to them when they were little and, you know, psychologically made them go that direction. But people choose to believe. And then there's others that are just so positive they make you want to puke because they're just too optimistic. That's just, go away. You know, Mr. Sanguine, you annoy me. Okay? You know, some people are just, you know, so positive all the time. Yeah, that can't be, that's not real. You can't really be like that all the time. You know, you get cynical about it. You know what I'm talking about? You've been around anybody like that? It's just bubbly and happy. Just, everything's okay all the time. I'm not buying it. It's not real. You know? Okay. So they choosing to believe that. So we make a lot of choices in life, don't we? Make a lot of choices, and that will affect everything you do. What you believe will affect everything you do, as I mentioned last class. It will affect everything that you do. Keyword do, volitionally. Okay, it will affect it. So what you believe is important. All right.